Dead End Hip Hop album review, Clear Soul Forces Still. Before we get into the review, look, we trying to take over the world. We need your help. So make sure you go check out Dead End Everything. Go follow us on IG, Dead End Studios ATL. Go follow Dead End Hip Hop. Follow us individually. Also, if you like podcasts, we got a really dope podcast called Is the Myke Still On? We got Frames Per Second, Dead End Sports. We got, what else we got?
Dead End Gaming.
Dead End Gaming. So you see where it's going, etc., etc., etc. So go check out everything Dead End. Back into the review. We are talking about Clear Soul Forces Still. You know, man, look, the thing about these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? I mean that with all due respect, you know what I'm saying? Is they just have so much energy, bruh, and they feed off of it. Cause we were able to witness it live when we did the mixtape, The Joint. So if you even haven't heard that, go listen to that. That's a crazy track. What's the name of that? Detroit. What's the name of that track on there?
Sound of the City.
Sound of the City.
That shit dope.
Sound of the City.
Because it's produced by
Black Milk.
Black
Milk.
Yep.
Book Brown
was on there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's all Detroit. So that shit was stupid dope.
Yeah.
But go check that out. But we were actually able to see their recording process. And when I tell you how they are in real life, literally translates to their music.
Like two of them will pair up and they'll feed off each other's verse.
Yep.
Like you literally see them do it. Like the way it sounds is like what they actually doing. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy, man. These guys, their energy is just so ridiculous, and this whole album is just filled with that. It's so upbeat. It's so. I feel, honestly, when I listen to this, I'm like, the only thing I can make into an analogy is like, it feels like Golden State. They feel like Golden State, bruh. They just going out there blowing people out, having fun. Like, oh, you gonna score 30? Oh, watch this. You know what I'm saying? They just bring that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so fun. Even their skits on this shit, man. It's hard for me to like get into. Oh, I like this, I like that. But just overall, man, these guys are just fucking dope, man.
This is 4 years in the making, man. Because after they dropped Fab Five with Nameless. They all pretty much branched off and started doing all their solo joints or whatever. And
I was a little concerned with that. I didn't know if they had some stuff going on internally or what.
No, they just had to get that solo stuff out the way and everything. I mean, each of the 4 members, they dropped their own solo works, and now they dropped like about 3 or 4 albums.
E-Fave dropped one?
Yep, E-Fave dropped one too.
I don't remember that one.
Yep, E-Fave dropped one. All of them dropped joints. But it's good to see them kind of come back together and like that form like Voltron. It's like, yeah, they good solo. They put out great solo work, but them as a group, it's just like they can't miss. Like they cannot miss. And I think they definitely, it was worth the wait. Like I'm glad they had the same energy. I'm glad with Diamond rhyming, they kind of switched it up a little bit. That was a great switch up from like what we used to typically hear from them. So, and just the way they was rhyming, the way Nobles and Lays was going back and forth, and like everybody. And I like the fact that they always keep up with each other on every song. Like they always keep up. Nobody comes whack. Like if someone write a verse, just like you said when we
always trying to one up each other.
They always trying to one up each other, and you can always tell in these songs, in every single song. And I like the fact that they're so fun. Like you don't really have that you don't really have hip hop groups in general anymore. But the fact that they still kind of keeping that alive, like. Just in Elijah Day with them beats, man. I'm glad he got back to producing all this, because I remember I think you and Rod was saying about like, yeah, we missed Elijah Day on most production from Go PP7. It was a reminder, like, yeah, motherfucker, this is I'm the sound of Clear Soul Forces.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, even though Nameless got a joint on here, but like,
I remember.
Yeah, but I like the fact that Elijah Day was like, look, he proved that he's the sound. He good at creating the hooks for the tracks and everything. Huh?
And he can rap.
Yeah,
really
he can rap. You know what I'm saying?
Stacks on Diamond rhyming to me. Did you notice that?
A little bit.
He sounded like Andre on that song.
Yeah, which was like, I think the way they was rhyming was just different. I was just like, damn, they never. They never rhymed like this together on a track like that before. Which I think Diamond Rhyme was probably one of my standout joints. But yeah, man, overall, man, they brought back classic skits, you know, how they used to have in hip hop albums in the 90s. Like very, very Redman-ish, like, you know, like how Redman used to have.
And I remember some of them saying that Redman is one of their favorite artists. Yeah.
So
they weren't overbearing.
They weren't
separate. They were part of a song, and it just came out. You have fun with it. And I enjoyed that.
You can tell in their content, they get more mature in their content. Like,
yeah, because I think that was one of our criticism, not necessarily criticism, but we said we would like to see them get, delve into like more worldly issues and stuff like that. Yeah.
And they was definitely speaking on that throughout this album. And it was still they fun.
Of course.
Yeah, it was still them. But you can tell listening to this
references, all of that.
But like listening to this album and then like listening to Church Revelation, you can tell it's like, okay, content wise, you can tell they just getting older. They getting grown men now. So it's like, the content is gonna switch up, and you can definitely tell in that. I'm just glad they still kept it clear soul forces, and like I said, I love this from beginning to end, man. This was still, yeah. And I like the way Fave kind of in that interlude kind of broke down like why they called the album Still, like because like you see the album Still, why call it Still? But the fact, like I said, they had all these solo albums. You said you was concerned. There was many people that was concerned, like, are they still a group? What's up with all them doing their solo? But it's like they still clear soul forces at the end of the day.
Right.
I love it.
I got it when I saw it.
Yeah.
Immediately. I didn't have to even have that skit because I was wondering, I'm like, okay, they still a group. You know what I'm saying? So that I already knew that's kind of like where they were going with that whole thing.
Yeah, I think this one was interesting because when I first put it on, I knew I liked it. Dope beats, dope rhymes. It's not really anything that they have put out that I haven't liked. But I was like, okay, but what is it that I like about it? I was trying to identify what that is because at the time it was just like, okay, this is a good hip hop album. That's cool. Another good one to add to the history of hip hop. But then the more I played, but I also felt that it had a lot repeat value for me as well. It was just something about it, but I didn't know what that was, and I just kept playing it over and over again. And I think one of the things that we were talking about, or one of the things I wanted to bring up, was I would like to see them, do something different with their rhyme patterns and their flows, and that's why Diamond Rhyming was one of the ones that immediately stood out to me. I'm like, okay, here we go. And I didn't catch it the first 2 listens, but the third one, I was like, okay, here we go. We finally doing something different stylistically, and that I appreciated. And the other thing I noticed, then I started to find records that I like Kick It was another one. Like, okay, I like Kick It. And then They Shootin', I like They Shootin'. And then Say What. And then I started to hear certain references to certain type of societal issues and stuff that's going on. So they had the content on top of that, but it wasn't overbearing. They didn't beat you over the head with it. It was a drop a line here and there. I think it was the line about white hip hop rappers becoming the face of hip hop or something like that, which I thought was which I thought was dope. And he just dropped it in there. He just put it there, just left it alone, and walked out. So I thought that was dope. And then Novelist, man, to me, he was so locked in on this album.
He's always locked in.
I know, but it just felt like
he's always locked in.
I know he is.
It felt different this time.
It felt different, bro.
It felt like he was a step above, and not knocking anybody. Right. Because I liked I don't know how to pronounce the dude's name.
Elijah
Day.
Yeah.
I felt like those were the 2 main ones going at each other throughout this whole project. Everybody showed up to rap. Trust me.
Yeah.
Everybody. But for some reason, it felt like Novelist, his verses stuck out a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I feel like we always say that though.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I feel like we always say that. That's why I said that.
I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm wrong then.
I think we always say it.
Have highlighted him in the past, but it felt.
We always highlight Novelist.
You put it the right way. He just seemed even more locked in than what he has been. And that's the reason why I made the analogy to Golden State, because they're big 4. They're all great, right? But there is still Steph Curry and there's KD. And he feels like Steph Curry. Like,
I don't know if it's that. I don't think it's like that though.
Because
they all are super talented to me. Like, they all have their moments.
That's still where the analogy.
Don't look at me.
I know.
That's still where the analogy would fit, because they're all superstars. They didn't give him more.
I give it to KD and Steph.
Yeah.
Where it falls apart is Draymond.
Exactly. They don't have no Draymond. They got a team full of Stephs and
Boogie. So what I'm saying is they're all great, but for some reason, you know what I'm saying, just Novelist he stands out like
Novelist have certain lines I think that would just hit.
That and his rhyme patterns are different.
He was asked if I picked up the Star Wars lines, and I was saying, like the shit about don't be on the wrong side, don't side with Palpatine or some shit.
Yeah.
And then other dude said some shit about oh fuck, what do you say? I ripped shit. Like I was trying to fart and a little bit of something else came out. I forget the line.
I know what you're talking
but it was
about, yeah.
hilarious because after they put the little fart sound, man, juvenile motherfuckers, that shit cracked me up.
I thought the Square Enix drop name was dope too.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
I was like, oh shit, video game. Right?
Yeah, I know. But the last thing I had that also liked that they did on here, maybe it was just to test it out, but I liked that Pump Pump was different too.
Yes.
I love that they did something
That was different. Production style, Elijah, they never played.
Yeah.
When it was starting up, E-Fade was just ripping. I'm like, okay, but then when them drums hitting that bass, I was like, oh shit, and then they just, I was like,
Yeah, that was
wow,
dope. That was dope.
Because I'm like, how they gonna rap on this shit?
Yeah.
Like when the beat started going,
I was a little worried at first.
Yeah, I'm like, how they gonna rap on this shit? But then when they started going there, I was like, oh, my bad. I said, okay.
Logic, he got it, man.
Man, yeah,
he
man.
has the essence of their squad.
Yes.
Like he knows what they need to rap over, what they need, how they need to sound.
You can tell he spearheads everything like, as far as production and like how y'all gonna rap like how we're gonna rap like and all that. Like,
but it was a step away from the prototypical boom bap-ish type of beats that they go over.
Right.
It wasn't a bad beat, it's a dope beat.
Yeah.
But I was like, me too. I was like, this seems weird. How are they gonna find a pocket in this?
Yeah.
And they did, like it was no fucking problem. I think they steered away from their typical production on a lot of these songs. Like, now that I really think about it.
Right.
Yeah, like this doesn't really sound very boom bap-ish like their other shit.
And like going into this, I was like, okay, I know I'm gonna like it, but I was hoping like I could get something like a little progression or something different with this.
That's dope when you know you can go into this and knowing you're gonna like it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
but I was just like, but I didn't want to be for the same reasons.
Right.
Go
I get
BB7, and I wanted to be different reasons. So I'm like, okay, cool. They definitely doing something different on here that I like, and they still kept it clear. So
I think this one has more replay value than the other projects.
Really? Go BB7? I remember.
I like this one more.
Oh, really?
I actually agree with that statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one more than the Go PB7?
More replay value. Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's the different production style.
Probably so.
But I feel like this one brought out a different energy than those other projects did.
It did.
You know what I mean? Like it's hard to pinpoint what it is, but I feel like they were rapping different. Maybe it's because they took a break from each other for a minute, and then they came back and whatever. Maybe that's what it is.
Reset.
But I don't know. There's just something about this project that I think is so much better than their other projects.
I mean, it's just
more
different.
mature.
It's different.
I don't even really find it more mature because they're still being goofballs.
Yeah.
They're just. It just seemed like from the moment you hit play, they just start rapping. There's no lead in, there's no intro, there's no, oh, this is what you're prepared for.
Right.
It's just rap. And throughout the entire project, it never let up, but it didn't get boring. Like, it wasn't like, all right, I've had enough of this. It's just all y'all motherfuckers just rapping. I don't know what it is about this, but
Yeah, the vibe of this
vibe is
project.
different.
Yeah, the vibe is definitely different, and I think that the vibe, I think previously you would have to kind of like listen to them intently, or not maybe so intently, but like this can be active listening music or passive listening music.
That's a good
You know what I'm saying? Like you could bump this shit in the whip, you listen to it on the headphones actively, or you just put it in the background.
You can enjoy it either way.
You can enjoy it
That's-
either way, and it's bouncy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like overall, I got the feel of bouncy. You know what I'm saying? It's just really good, and it's different from their other stuff because their other stuff, it wasn't necessarily heavy, but the production made it feel like y'all said, more boom bapish.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it more so just fit a certain moment where this fits any vibe.
Yeah,
like
it's
you
more
could
modern
just
a
put
little
this
bit.
on.
No, I got you. That's a good point.
Like B said, going in, I said, I know I'm gonna like it.
Of course.
Right? I know I'm gonna like it
Right.
because they're very consistent. They haven't let me down yet. So it was a passive listening the first time. And I was like, okay, I liked it. But like I started out, I was like, okay, but why? So I had to go to active listening. That's when I started to pull out those little elements and little things that I liked about it. I was like, okay, so now I understand why I like it. Because like you said, the replay value was there. And then, but why was the replay value was there? And then I started to kind of put it together a little bit more.
I wasn't sure I was going to like this.
Really? Why?
Because it took so long. So I was like, Like, you know when groups sometimes when they separate for a minute and they come back?
I know you're
It's
going
not
like
the same.
I don't want to say
chemistry.
anybody, but
know.
there's one very particular one I'm thinking in my head that was like my favorite group in the fucking 90s. They stepped away and they came back and it was like,
know
bro,
exactly-
what the fuck is this?
exactly where you
So I wasn't sure what they were gonna do with this because I feel like I didn't listen to everybody's
Individual
solos,
Yeah.
but I felt like their solos were very different from their group projects.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure what vibe they were gonna have when they came back. Because sometimes that fucks you up too.
They was using different producers.
Yeah, they were using. Yeah, and their sound was different.
Yeah.
I feel like the same way about Black Stars. Like, I'm not sure what the fuck their new album's gonna sound like because they both broke away and did very different shit.
So I'm a little worried.
I'm a little worried. I felt the same way about this. I'm like, I don't know what we're about to get ourselves into. But like I said, the second fucking Blau started and they talk about blowing up like a Samsung battery, I was like, here we go. Okay. All right, second track. Oh, yep. By the third, I was like, all right, we got it. I get it. All right.
And them adding scratches in on the first track. That's just so like I love that, man. It's so throwback, man. How they had those scratches from the DJ.
They killed this shit.
Yeah.
I did.
And the fact that fucking Logic they used that fucking Erotic City sample on Hit Me Now, I was like, oh shit.
They knew it was only 42 minutes long too.
It felt like that.
Yeah.
It was a nice
good.
little. Yeah. Actually, it felt shorter now that I think about it.
And the fact that the last track was a bonus,
Yeah, they had a hidden track on there, which is also throwback too.
Yeah.
Favorite tracks, give me.
Feefo.
Huh? Nah, it's gonna be more. Sorry. Blau, Hit Me Now, Diamond Rhymin'.
All of it.
Damn near. Give me Swordplay, Dinner Time, They Shooting.
Blau, definitely. Diamond Rhymin', Kick It, They Shooting. Fuck. I'm gonna say Pump Pump.
Pump Pump, Diamond Rhymin', Kick It, They Shooting, and say what?
Hit Me Now, Diamond Rhymin', They Shooting, Pump Pump.
Clear Soul, if y'all watching.
Hey.
Doing you?
Hey.
like
How can you critique this?
it's there's growth, there's progression. All of y'all stepping up. Everything that you guys have done in the past is super dope. Yeah, y'all, you know, y'all on the right path. Shit I can say, ain't nothing I can add. Just keep doing that shit. Ain't nothing.
Clear Soul, if y'all watching, man, great job on the album, man. I'm glad I got my vinyl copy. Glad I was able to see y'all when y'all came and rocked here at Atlanta at 529, which was an amazing show. Y'all packed that bad boy out. And I'm glad, I like the fact that I feel like y'all keeping hip hop roots alive. Like, it's like, you know, think growing up and when I was in the hip hop, it's like you had a good amount of groups and you had a good amount of solo artists. Now I'm glad that y'all like kind of keeping that and pushing that alive and just keeping everything fun, man, and dope, and just keeping the content going real well, and the beats keep those beats knocking and everything, man. But like, I just want to say, wonderful job. So proud of where you guys have come from the start to now. So just keep it up.
Clear Soul Forces, if you're watching, there's value in being consistent, and I appreciate that. And I think that's one of the things that you guys have definitely done, you know, coming way back, man, like in, what was it, 2010 when they were at the 3C?
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah, to seeing where you guys are now is just remarkable. And to see the fact that you guys are still together, you guys are still, you know, tight, right? We can hear it in the music. And you guys are progressing and improving with each album. And I appreciate that. I like that. So yeah, man, definitely I would like to see you guys do a little bit more in terms of rhyming with Diamond Rhymin'. I like what you guys did there. I would like to see you guys experiment a little bit more there. And with more sounds like Pump Pump. Regardless though, I mean, you guys are still killing it either way. So yeah, just keep doing your thing.
Clear Soul Forces, I don't know, man, maybe you guys should try to rap better. Obviously I'm kidding. Fuck, I got nothing to say. I really got nothing to tell y'all, man. This album definitely exceeded my expectations. You guys rapped your fucking asses off. I like the switch up in production. And yeah, this is one of those albums that makes it nice and easy for someone like me, because I don't have to break nothing down. I don't have to really come up with any creative ways to say shit. All I can say is you guys fucking put out a dope ass fucking album. Dope beats, dope raps. And sometimes that's all you need. So yeah, keep up the good work.